So My Hero Academia has a lot of interesting characters, right? But not all of them are in the My Hero 1 Justice series. Hey everyone and welcome back to the channel. Today we are doing another episode of the How They Could Work series. In this series, we look at characters who are not in My Hero 1 Justice 2 and try to break them down to create movesets for them so hopefully one day they will be a playable character. So for today's video, we are looking at the character Yuga Aoyama, and I feel like this character should have been in the base roster of My Hero 1 Justice 2, but he's not, so yeah, we're going to be doing Aoyama today because, I really feel like you can work as a character in the My Hero 1 Justice series. But before we begin, I just wanted to quickly say that there will be some spoilers for the My Hero Academia movie, My Hero Academia Heroes Rising, so I just wanted to warn you before we begin, just in case you didn't want to be spoiled. Now with all that out of the way, let's begin the video. So in My Hero, each character on the roster usually has this in their moveset. They usually have a normal attack, a red attack or an unblockable, a yellow attack or an armor attack, then they usually have a quirk 1, a side quirk 1, a quirk 2, and a side quirk 2. They also have a plus ultra level 1, 2, and 3 animation. But in this series, we don't look at the normal attack because they're usually just the same thing each time. They're usually just either a punch or a kick. And we don't look at the plus ultra level 3 because that's usually just 3 plus ultra level 1 animations combined into one big attack. So we're not going to look at those because, they're usually just the same thing each time. So we're going to look at the unique stuff for Aoyama. And yeah, so let's just jump into his quirk 1. So for his quirk 1, I have it labeled as Laser Light Show. And the way it works is just like in the anime, he can shoot little lasers from his shoulder pads and his knee pads. And, they fire like little projectiles. And it comes from his costume. I know if he's not wearing his costume, it might look weird, but we've already kind of had that issue in the game where if Bakugo is not in his hero costume, like if he's in his regular school costume and he does his plus ultra level 1 animation, he kind of just does the animation without the gauntlet. So it doesn't really matter either way. The move still works even without the the costume. So I feel like because if Bakugo can do it, I think Aoyama's moveset can have that, where he shoots little lasers from his, shoulders and his knee pads. I know it would look weird, but I feel like it would work either way. So, it works. It gives him a projectile that's not just his laser. So, we can work with it, hopefully. It's like, for some reason, they animated it where Bakugo, even though he doesn't have his gauntlet on, he can just still pull an invisible thing, acting like, it is there, and he still does the plus ultra level 1. So for that reason, I gave Aoyama this move because, it's something from the anime. It gives him another projectile, and if Bakugo can do something like that, I think Aoyama can do something like that. So for side quirk 1, I have it labeled as Disco Ball, and this is referencing his role in the cultural festival band arc when he was on the stage, and they made him into a disco ball when he jumped up into the air and he kind of just spun around and shot a bunch of mini lasers. I think that would work too, but as an attacking move. So it's kind of like, the laser light show attack, except he spins and jumps into the air and launches a bunch of lasers, kind of like an AoE kind of thing, and he hits multiple targets. And then he jumps back to the ground, but it leaves him open when he's on the ground because he probably would have some real cool animation or something like that. He strikes a pose when he lands or something like that. I think that would give the character, more character, and I think it would look cool. It'd be a really cool animation, seeing him jump into the air and then shooting a bunch of mini lasers from his costume. Again, I know it would look weird without his actual hero costume, but with the whole Bakugo thing I explained last time, I think it would work. So for his quirk 2, I have it labeled as the navel laser. Just Aoyama's actual quirk, navel laser. He shoots a laser from his belly button, and I feel like they can just implement that into the game. The way it works is Aoyama shoots his laser, he shoots it for a couple seconds, and then when he's done, he can either go into an attack, or he can shoot the laser off again. If he shoots it off too many times, then he kind of goes into a crouched animation, and he can't move for a couple seconds because, it has a drawback. Or they can also add it where it has a charged effect, where if you hold the button down, he kind of, charges up the attack, and then he can release a big laser, and he can't move while he's firing the laser because it'll shoot for longer and the laser will go longer. And while he's in that animation, because he can't move, you can aim the laser and it kind of just follows the opponent. And I think that'd be pretty cool because, you would have this big laser on the field and the opponent has to avoid it after he charges it up and he, shoots that laser. Once he's done with that, he has to go into the crouched animation right away because, the laser would be, much larger. But I think it'd be a pretty cool animation, but it would also be, balanced because you can't just spam that attack. You have to wait for the crouched animation to be done. The crouched animation drawback would probably last as long as Kaminari's fry out, but I think they can make it work, and I think they can make it balanced so you can't just spam the laser over and over. You have to worry about the drawback animation, and I think it'd be pretty cool, especially since Yaoyorozu kind of already has like a laser that looks like Aoyama's, so I think it would be slightly bigger than that, and you know, it would just look a little better. But you know, there's something that already looks like Aoyama's laser in the game, so I think they can make it work. So for side quirk 2, I have it labeled as Sparkling Speed, and this is a reference to Aoyama's, you know, quirk being able to allow him to move faster. So the way it works is Aoyama jumps up into the air, and then he shoots his laser, and he kind of goes from one side of the stage to the other. And I think what they also could do is make it an armored tackle, so like he jumps up and kind of just tackles you with his back. We've seen Kendo get an armored quirk attack, so I think Aoyama could get one, and I think that'd be pretty cool to see because it would reference the anime, but it would also give him another attack where, you know, it's not a projectile, he kind of just tackles you. And it wouldn't be fully armored, but, you know, it'd be armored enough so he can get through and the tackle, you know, would land. Or you can just use it as movement. Either way, I think it'd be a pretty cool attack to see and a really cool animation. Just to see Aoyama fly across the screen with his, like, naval laser. Maybe if you touch the laser while he's firing it, you know, to move, you would get hurt too or something like that. I don't know if they would make it that OP, but I think it'd be a pretty cool attack. So for Aoyama's red attack, I didn't want it just to be a boring old punch or a kick because Aoyama isn't a boring character. So I wanted to give him something, you know, unique to himself. A lot of it does have to, you know, involve his costume. Without his costume, it would look pretty weird. But for his red attack, I think it'd be cool if he just lifted up his arm and kind of hit you, but while he's lifting up his arm, he kind of like lifts his cape up too. So he pretty much just kind of whacks you with his like arm, and he also has his cape up at the same time, and he does like a pose, and he kind of has like a little star effect come from his eye or something like that. I think that'd be pretty cool because it would be unique animation only to Aoyama. Actually, I think it would work even without his cape because he kind of would just, you know, backhand you with his arm, but I think it would look cooler with his cape. But either way, a lot of his moveset does rely on his costume to not look weird, but I think it could work. So for his armor attack or his yellow attack, I kind of have it referencing the provisional license exam where he kind of gets on his back and shoots his laser upward. I think that'd be a pretty cool animation to see Aoyama do, especially since, again, it's referencing the anime. And Aoyama, you know, kind of firing the laser upwards, the laser would also be armored and stuff. So if someone's kind of diving in for an attack, he kind of just, you know, aims it upwards, and then, you know, he shoots the laser upwards, and you kind of get propelled upwards if you get hit by it, and then Aoyama can just go straight back to his normal stance, and then if you jump, you can go into a combo. I think that'd be cool. Again, unique to Aoyama, I think that'd be pretty cool, and it referenced the anime. So for his plus ultra level 1 animation, I kind of just combined 2 of his attacks to make it, you know, a very cool animation, but it would also be a pretty cool gameplay mechanic. So Aoyama kind of just fires his laser, like a big laser, but he spins. So he kind of makes like the laser move in a circle, and it'd be a cool gameplay mechanic. So like if you're the opponent, the way you dodge it is you kind of have to jump over it while he like spins. He'll probably spin like 3 times, and while he's spinning, you have to jump over it each time to avoid it or you get hit by it. I think that'd be pretty cool. And if you do get hit by it, he kind of just locks onto you, and then he kind of just pushes you along with you trapped in the laser, so you constantly get that damage in. But if you want to avoid it, you can jump over it while he's moving in a circle. I think that'd be pretty cool. It, again, be unique to Aoyama. I'm trying to make Aoyama unique as possible, so I think that'd be cool to see, especially since he would just fire the laser and kind of just spins, and then if you want to avoid it, you just jump over it, or if you get hit, you just get caught in the laser while it's spinning. So I think that would be cool. So for his level 2, I think Aoyama could just do one of his ultimate attacks from, you know, the series. And the ultimate attack I'm thinking is his supernova. The supernova was from My Hero Academia Heroes Rising. He used it to split up 9 and his gang, and it was so cool seeing him do that. You know, he kind of just charged up the laser and he fired one big huge laser at 9 and his gang, and then he fired a bunch of small lasers from his costume at the same time firing his big laser. I think that'd be a really cool animation. So like what he would do is just fire the big laser, and then when the big laser gets fired, you get trapped in the laser, but you know, he's still firing it and you take that damage. But then he fires a bunch of small lasers while you're trapped in the laser, you know, taking damage. Those small little lasers hit you as well. I think that'd be a really cool animation, and then once he's done, he can kind of like just fall to the ground or something and say some leaked out or something like that, you know, like how he said it in the movie or just how he says it in the anime. I think that'd be pretty cool, and it would be a really cool attack because it references one of his ultimate attacks from the series, and supernova was an awesome moment in the movie, so I think that'd be pretty cool to see. So something else they could give Aoyama is emotes. Emotes are in like every video game, and if Aoyama had the option to have like emotes in the game, I think that would work out pretty well because Aoyama likes to strike poses all the time. So if Aoyama could emote on the battlefield, it would give him more character, you know, just like the anime. I think that'd be pretty cool, especially since like a lot of games have emotes nowadays, and if Aoyama had emotes to himself, that would be pretty unique because again, he strikes poses all the time in the anime. So I think Aoyama emoting would be pretty cool to see in his like kit somehow. So yeah, that is my moveset for Yuga Aoyama in My Hero 1 Justice 2. I think he could totally work. Again, he was already in another My Hero Academia fighting game, so if they really wanted to, they could just port that moveset over. But if they wanted to give him more of a unique one to this game, you know, they could totally do any of these ideas I just listed today. But again, I think Aoyama could totally work. You know, he's already proven to be working in another fighting game. Like, he could totally work because, you know, he was already in another My Hero Academia fighting game. But either way, I hope he gets added either as a DLC or in the next game's base roster. I think he totally deserves it. You know, he's gotten a lot more screen time lately, so hopefully he gets added to the game. So yeah, that is my moveset for Aoyama. If you guys want to see a specific character in this series, let me know down in the comments below. I'd be happy to try to create a moveset for that character. And yeah, but if you guys did enjoy, please like and subscribe. That would be amazing. And I guess I'll see you guys next time. Later.